YouTube, welcome back to the channel. For those of you who are new here, my name is Patrick Harris and I'm a licensed real estate agent here in South Texas. I'm also a certified mentor with eXp Realty. What that means is I train and educate new agents as they come into our brokerage and into our industry. As a new agent, we tend to have a lot of time, but not necessarily a lot of resources. As you get started in the industry, you have a lot of brokerage fees, you have a lot of MLS fees, you have a lot of NAR fees. All these fees are capital outlays you're making day one without necessarily getting any income coming in. So I like to train new agents and show them how to generate business without spending a lot of money. We're going to be going over the top 3 ways to generate leads without having to spend a lot of money. The first method that we're going to be going over today is hosting open houses. This can be a great way to start generating leads without spending really any money, just mostly time. For those of you who are not familiar with hosting open houses, basically what that means is you find an active listing, typically one that is listed by your brokerage. Depending on your brokerage, you may have a few, you may have quite a bit. Here at eXp Realty, we have tons of listings. We're one of the biggest brokerages by agent count here in the US. I think we have just at 90,000 agents and we're across 26 countries. So we have a lot of coverage, and what that means is there's tons of listings to host open houses at. And the great thing about this is you take one of those listings, you set up an open house, you can typically schedule it a week in advance. And as buyers who are interested in purchasing a home or maybe looking in the market or testing the water, they'll come out to your open house. You get to meet them, find out if they're working with an agent or not. If they're not, then you have the opportunity to win them as a client and start working with them to help them find their house. Now, to get into the details of hosting an open house, there's tons of different strategies, and this video alone won't dive fully into how to host an open house. There'll be a separate video regarding that, but we're just going to be going over the basic overview of what you want to do. So typically what I recommend to my mentees when you're starting to host an open house or you're planning an open house is you want to try to host the open house as early as possible. And what I mean by that is you want to host that open house right after the property goes live. So if your opening weekend or even the couple weekends after opening weekend, that can have more of an impact than maybe a listing that's been sitting on the market for 90, 120 days. That doesn't mean it's not a bad opportunity to host the open house. You never know who's going to come by, but typically you're going to see the most bang for your buck by hosting it right after the property goes live. So I'm going to go over a couple key features on hosting open houses and what you should do and what you should plan on doing. So the first is schedule it in advance. Basically, you want to schedule your open house at least a week in advance. This will help generate some interest and make sure you have enough time to market the open house and share it with the neighborhood. The second thing you want to do is make sure you schedule the open house for at least 2 to 4 hours. I recommend as a brand new agent with more time, you want to spend at least 4 hours there, because the more time you're spending at the open house, the more opportunity you have for buyers to come by and check in with you. The third is make sure you understand your tools and you're utilizing them efficiently. So for us here at eXp, we have access to a CRM, our client relationship manager, called KV Core. Now, the cool thing about KV Core is we can download an app on our iPad or even on a computer, but an iPad is typically what you'll use, and set it up at our open house so anybody who comes by can check in on the app, and it'll save all that information for us to use later so we can follow up with them and, save their contact information, which obviously is one of the key reasons we're doing the open house. The third method is to strategically market the open house. So for this, what I recommend is create a flyer. A lot of times your broker will have some flyer templates. Here at eXp, we have a ton of different templates you can use to help generate beautiful handcrafted flyers. Share that flyer on social media and also share it in the neighborhood. One of the best methods you can do is the day before the open house, maybe in the evening, 5:30, 6 o'clock, the evening before your open house, is take a handful of flyers and door knock the neighborhood you're going to be hosting the open house the next day and invite the neighbors to come to the open house. And there's a ton of different scripts you can use if you're not comfortable, don't know what to say. Myself, what I typically do is when I'm knocking on a door in the neighborhood, I just like to let the homeowner know, hey, I'm hosting an open house at your neighbor's house. Just want to let you know, here's my card in case you notice a lot of cars in the neighborhood or people you don't recognize. They're most likely coming to the open house. If you have any concerns or anything, please give me a call. This is my direct cell phone number. That way they feel like, hey, I'm not I'm not pitching them something. I'm not selling them something. I'm just letting them know what's going on and providing them with a resource in case they have any questions. And a lot of times this conversation breaks that ice and sometimes can open up to other questions like, hey, how much are they selling their house for? How much do you think I can sell my house for? And you can start having those conversations, which can potentially bring you more listings. I had a client, we listed their house, we did a couple open houses, and before each open house, I would door knock the neighborhood. So eventually we hit 50 doors over the course of 2 weekends. And I kid you not, from that one listing, we actually got 4 more listings just from door knocking that neighborhood. So it's a great strategy, and it literally cost you maybe less than $1 in terms of printing those flyers out. And again, you can utilize the tools you have to help develop it even farther, such as using QR codes on your flyers, generate instant home values, things like that. That's for a different video, but there's a lot of different strategies. So in summary, you want to make sure you're planning it effectively, giving yourself enough time, you're marketing correctly, and you're utilizing the tools you have available to maximize the impact. Another set of tips that you want to do at the open house is maybe provide some type of refreshment such as water or soda, also some snacks, chips, those kind of things. Just as people come in, you want to make them feel welcome and give them space. Again, this video is not how to host an open house. That'll be a separate video. Just a quick overview of how you can generate leads for free. The second method that we're going to be talking about that's completely free, and actually kind of we talked about it a little bit previously, but is to door knock. It's a really effective strategy to get your name out there, introduce yourself as your local real estate agent, and add some value and get your name out there, because you don't know who's buying or selling, and just going by and introducing yourself and saying, hey, my name is Patrick Harris. I'm a local realtor here. I just want to let you know I'm here to help. If you have any thoughts about buying or selling your home, or we're offering a program where we're doing free home valuations. There's tons of different ways to do it. Tons of scripts out there. Just going door to door takes a couple hours. Doesn't cost you anything but your time, and allows you to get your name out there. A lot of people won't answer. That just happens, but sometimes you'll get there. Another good strategy, you can leave a sticky note on the door. Say, hey, call me about your house, and stick your business card on there as well. But door knocking can be a great strategy because it doesn't cost anything, but it gets your name out there. And when you combine it with hosting an open house, it can help really generate leads and put them in your pipeline. The last method, and this is probably the number one method you can do as a new agent, is to work your SOI. And what we mean by SOI, and you're going to hear this a lot in the industry, is called your sphere of influence. That's everybody you know. So friends, family, cousins, relatives, anybody that's in your total sphere, those are people you want to be connecting with, and you want to make sure that they know you're a licensed real estate agent. We call it in the industry being a secret agent. What that means is you worked really hard, you took all the classes, you studied and passed your exams, and you got licensed with your state as a licensed realtor. So you worked really hard to get to this point. You got to let people know, hey, I'm a licensed agent. The goal of this is you want them to think of you whenever they think of a realtor or a licensed real estate agent. And so what I recommend, as soon as you get your license, you need to be putting it out there on social media, update all your bios, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Make sure they know, hey, I'm a licensed agent. I'm fully licensed. How can I help, right? And you need to start practicing working it into your conversations. A lot of mentees that I train, they do real estate and they work a full-time job. So I tell them that your full-time job is a perfect opportunity for you to start developing that skill set and let people know you're an agent, right? We have conversations with people every day. You need to find ways to let them know, hey, I'm a licensed real estate agent. Let me add some value, right? How can I help you? And so as you work your SOI, and there's great ways to have conversations with this, start utilizing those techniques to help put business in your pipeline. You really utilize your SOI to help develop those strategies. But in summary, the 3 best ways to generate leads is host open houses, door knock, and work your SOI. Don't be a secret agent. Hopefully these tips help, and I promise if you implement these, you're going to start to see business as a result of it. If you have any questions, you can of course reach out to me. All my information is down in the description of the video. More than happy to help. Like I said, I train new agents every day. So if you're just starting your real estate journey, or even if you got started, if you really haven't seen much traction, reach out to me. I'm more than happy to help. We can hop on a call together. Hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Make it productive. Hopefully you get a lot of deals in your pipeline. And again, if you guys need anything, please reach out to me. More than happy to help. I'll see you guys on the next one.